Namaste everybody. My name is Medha and welcome to the Arsha Samyoga YouTube channel. So the COVID second wave has taken over the country and Bangalore is in a lockdown yet again. There is a prevailing sense of doom for everybody. We all feel it, we all feel kind of hopeless, a little bit lost, a little bit uncertain about the future. And this uncertainty about the future is making us kind of scared, depressed. A lot of people have this feeling of lost hope, and we don't know what's coming. And basically, this is fear, the uncertainty about the future. We don't know what's going to happen next, the fear of the unknown, and this is causing a lot of mental turmoil for a lot of us. And of course, the news channels are not helping. Media does not help. They in fact add fuel to this existing fear in the mind. And they need to, right? Because a fear-bound person is an addicted person. A fear-bound person is one who doesn't know what's going to happen next. And so he's going to come to the news channel to find out what's happening, to find out if he can get a glimpse of the future. And obviously that's not going to happen, right? Because they know this. They know the only way to keep you hooked is to keep feeding you more uncertainty. So a lot of us keep checking the news. I do it too, very frequently these days. And it only builds the uncertainty, doesn't help in any way whatsoever. We have to realize that the fear is not outside. The fear is in my own mind. It is in me. The fear thought exists in my mind alone. And so I have to identify this, I have to reduce this, and eventually remove it altogether. So this is a small video just to help bring back some of that positivity, maybe to help give a little bit more positive content rather than all the negative news that we keep hearing all the times. So I want to talk today about 4 small little tips that we can all do to help overcome this sense of doom, this negative feeling that we have. So the first tip is expression. Trying to express whenever we get this feeling of being overwhelmed, trying to express it out. Now you can express it in any number of ways. You can write a journal, you can sing a song, you can cook a nice dish. I know some people who just wear makeup at home despite it being a lockdown just because it makes them feel good. So do anything, put it out. Don't bottle it in, just let it all out and feel better, feel good. So expression is the first thing. The second thing that you can do is communicate. Reach out. Talk to people, talk to somebody else and share how you feel. And it almost always leaves you feeling better. In fact, this is why there are suicide and depression helplines. The tagline of depression is reach out, because people tend to feel isolated, they feel alone, and when you retreat into this island of yourself, it only makes things much worse. So connect with people. Reach out and talk to them, and you will find the feeling reducing. You'll find yourself feeling much better. One small little advice that I would like to give here is that when you choose a person to communicate through, if at all possible, try to make sure that that person is of a higher maturity or a higher emotional stability than you might be feeling at that point of time. Because if you reach out to another person who is equally insecure or equally feeling downtrodden, there's a chance that both of you will end up in a negative spiral, and that doesn't help anybody. So try to reach out to somebody who's a little bit more secure, a little bit more emotionally mature, maybe a teacher or a mentor, a therapist if needed, or even a friend who is just a little bit more sorted out, at least in that particular moment. So that would help greatly. The next thing that you can try to do is neutralize the thought. So every time you get a fearful thought, every time you find yourself afraid of the future, afraid of what's coming next, or just a general sense of being taken over, being consumed by negative thoughts, try to come up with a positive technique that would kind of stop that thought in its tracks, so that once that thought is weakened, then you can get rid of it. So, one very good technique to help you kind of stop that thought is Bhramri Pranayama. So, every time you find yourself overwhelmed, just you can try this. Press the tongue to the roof of the mouth and close your eyes and just make a humming sound. So, it would go something like keep it long, keep it slow, keep it loud, and let that resonance and the vibrations take over, and you will find that the thought is quashed right there. And you can do this 5 times, 10 times, 20 times, as many times as you need to. And at the end, you're left with a feeling of silence and peace, and just enjoy that. Once you finish this and once you have that calm state of mind, then just introduce 5 good things in your life. Introduce into the mind a thought about 5 things that are really awesome right now. Just be grateful. Just think, look around. You have food, you have oxygen to breathe, you have a roof over your head, you have people that care for you, you have a job, you have some amount of security, maybe you have loving children. Whatever it is, just think of 5 nice things in your life right now, and make this a habit. Every time there's an overwhelming thought or a fearful feeling, do the Brahmari and immediately introduce 5 thoughts. And in this way, you're effectively killing the negative thought. You're reducing its hold on you, and over a period of time, you will find that the thought does not return as much. It will in fact reduce and altogether die. And that's what we want. The 4th thing that you can try to do is dilution. Dilute the thought. And how do you dilute? How can you dilute the thought? Dilution means to reduce the concentration of something, right? Like if its intensity is this much, you try to make it lesser, half, 1/4. So one of the good ways to dilute is to pray, is to shift the burden that you are facing onto mightier shoulders, so that it can help you bear that load. Now, I know a lot of you feel that praying isn't effective, and is there even really a God that you need to pray to? So, I just would like to say that praying is not to appease God, it is just to find peace for yourself. I don't know if God gets pleased when you pray, but definitely you will find yourself much lighter at the end of the prayer. Whether there is a God sitting there, up there or not, we don't know. But I like to believe that there is a certain intelligence to the universe. All the physics equations that we have, all the mathematics that has designed this whole creation, everything that has allowed this up to this moment, this intelligent life forms that we see today, there is something that has allowed this order. Otherwise, it is just chaos, right? Only an intelligence can create order. Chaos is just there otherwise. So think about it. What actually makes the sunflower turns towards the sun? What makes the white blood cells in the body attack only the intruder cell and not any other cell? What gives creation that intelligence that it must behave in this way and no other way? What makes gravity pull things towards itself and not repel them away? What makes magnetic forces behave the way they do? Why is it designed this way? Think of the beauty and the wonder of creation and you will find that there is something there. There is some thing, some force, some, I don't know what to call it. Maybe there are no words in English for it. There is something there guiding it, right? Maybe you can choose to accept this as God, maybe not, I don't know, but definitely prayer is not going to harm anybody, right? And if it gives you a sense of peace, then we're all the better for it. Maybe it really works. So, praying, and if you're so inclined, you can chant so many of the number of stotrams and hymns that we have available, Hanuman Chalisa or the Devi Stotras or Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama. We have so many. And whether you believe in God or not, just the very act of chanting negates that negative thought and leaves you feeling much more positive, much more lighter. So, this is all I wanted to say, that don't let the fear consume you. Instead, you consume the fear. Thank you. Thank you very much.